Okay. I'm live. Hello. Actually, it's working right. Can anyone hear me? Okay. All right. Welcome. Let me give this a go. Seem to be having a few issues with my internet, but today I wanted to talk about some more of these ancient sites. So, all right. So our first stop is a place called Senegambian. It's in West Africa. Okay. This is a place, again, I don't know if these things are built, these things are actually like jutting out of the ground. I think that these are markers for something below. Others think the same as I do. Um, these things have stood the test of time and all kinds of elements, and they don't seem to fall over. I really wonder if they're actually coming out of the ground and not placed there. These are all just ideas. But anybody that has any ideas or information about these places, I'd love to hear it. This can be an open panel, open discussion. Mhm. So I know that I keep going over these things and different ones, but that's because I really want to get the idea out there for people that we should look into what's below these things. Um, yeah, yeah, my screen, I have to read my paper. Okay, so this one here, I actually don't have any information on this one. I don't know where it's at, but it's the same type of pushing up of stone and rock as, a lot of these other ones. So again, if ancients put these here, why? Why did they put them there? What's below these areas? You know, we say that these could be markers for technologies below. They're marking the areas to let us know that things are there that could harm us or help us based on whatever frequency, they're emitting. You say hello to everybody in chat again. Thank you for coming. Much appreciation. Okay. The next one is called Adam's calendar. They say this is one of the oldest structures in the world. I also recently learned that legends say that this is an Inky's calendar. It's in Africa. I'll have to do a little more researching on that to see if indeed it does tie in with an Inky anywhere. And if so, well, this could very well be one of the sites out of the 12 gates that we were reading. Not saying that that's a fact, just throwing ideas out there. Brainstorming, I guess. I'm sure most people have heard of Adam's calendar and they don't have a clue what it's for. To me, it almost looks like similar to accelerators. We've got our different little spots, and then over here maybe a dump or something. And I mean, I'm just throwing ideas out there, like I said. Okay. Up there was soldiers. There's wars over these lands. You know, um, either they're trying to defend their land or they are coming in to take the lands, what's below, and that's what most of these wars are all about. Yes, FPD said chakras. Yeah, we need to consider the chakras and exactly what their true meaning and potential are. Chakras, maybe they could us and healing ourselves and stuff, but they're important enough that these guys are willing to go to war over taking these lands, and this happens a lot. Thank you for that, Tommy. Awesome. Okay, the next one is Arcane Hoy in Russia. This one is Russia's Stonehenge. They say that it's an extraterrestrial base, as well as it's called Swastika City. It's referred to as the Aryans of the North that live here in this area. Again, we have this energy that's pushing land up in these formations. Alien fantasy, right? But aliens, again, it could be this stuff in the underworld. They talk about all these underground bases and how there's alliances and stuff going on in this world of alien fantasy. Well, you know, there's got to be something going on below. And there's obviously a lot of energy to make the marks on our surface as we see. Okay, next is, I believe it's Avebury, England, the stone ring that's there. Um, they say this ring here is older than Stonehenge. any of the folks from England ever been curious? And if so, did you feel any energy or anything as you were around it or crossed over it? I guess is my question. I know we have some Englishmen in the group here, and probably a lady if Sandra's still around. I'm just curious if anyone's ever been here or if they had any weird anomalies while they were visiting it, perhaps. To me, again, it reminds me of land being pushed up like an accelerator Brian Forrester was there recently. Speaking of what I'm showing, anyway, I'd like to hear the thoughts about this site for anyone who's actually been there, or if there is any odd energies going on. Okay. This next site is Bimba, Russia. It's on Mount Shoria in southern Siberia. Um, these here megalithic stones are actually about double the weight of those found at Baalbek, which we talked about Baalbek last time, and we showed how very large the temple was compared to people and cars. Well, these stones here are about double the size and weight. Russia seems to have quite a few secrets. Stuff we don't really get to see or anything. Yeah, I wonder too what's through the round window. But to me, again, it looks like, just like we've shown before, like something should be put in there. Possibly turning around and turning what's over on the other end of it. I mean, I don't know. Just ideas. Okay, next we will look at the Chaco culture. This site was found in New Mexico. So the Chaco culture are known for their different Aztec type buildings and structures. Yeah, good idea, Colonel. Round windows seem to be energy uh, conduits. You see them blocked off in many churches. Good observation. This one of the Chaco culture reminds me of a fort. Look at all the little windows. Or are they not windows, and are they meant for like little pieces or something to place in there, or send off certain frequencies if some have something in the window and some doesn't? I don't know. It's all speculation. But these things have to mean something. There's too many of these things all over the world for them not to be of great importance, in my opinion. And we know nothing about them. We all speculate our ideas and stuff, but honestly, we really don't know through mainstream what these things are doing or what their purpose is. I think we have a better, idea than some of the ideas. Again, this one's another unknown one, but we see the same type of rocks jutting out of the ground just as before. We have very nice placed rocks to form a little wall around these things. It's almost like they're blocking off an energy field. That's what it reminds me of. Like we're going to put this circle around all this energy, you know, wander in there at your own risk. And some of these sites, again, they may have been meant to go in. Maybe these are healing energies, maybe they're harming energies. We just don't know. Dartmoor's full of stone circles. See another place. Yeah, I'm thinking these are all on ley lines for sure. The grid. Yeah, Gina, thank you. um, this next one is County Cork, Ireland. It's located east of Glandor. This area is actually quite rich in megaliths. This one here is called the Drombeg Stone Circle. Wondering if any of you, um, Irish or people from Europe, have you guys ever been to this one? County Cork, Ireland. They probably said this slab here was for sacrificing or something. I don't really think that that's what it was for. I think, if anything, it was used to possibly perform some kind of alchemy. Yeah, our start, Charis. Yeah, thank you, Eternal. That'd be awesome. This formation again is in England. There's lots of these in England apparently. Um, this site, I just have it listed in Europe, but I believe it is part of the Golan Heights, which I'll get to in a second. The next one, I think. I may have put two of these on here. Nope, it's not Golan Heights. I apologize. This is an unknown one, found in Europe again. I think this one's called Gwal Y Filius, located in Wales. It's known as the Lair of the She-Wolf, also a portal. And they say the river nearby is naturally hollow, and it's referred to as Arthur's Cauldron. anyone ever heard of that? Arthur's Cauldron? Maybe the last one we'll look at. Um, this one's the Golan Heights. It's also known as Bashan, and it's found in Syria. So again, we have the same type of structures. This one is comparing it to Stonehenge. The layout, the entrances. Yeah, there's a whole lot of these things all over the world. And you have children going to war also to their lands or aid in taking these lands. You start to look at all the different wars that we have and have had and that are going on currently. All of these lands are rich with these technologies. This is what they want. They want to control this, control the technologies, control the world. This one um, this one is a llama. This one's in Peru. So this one to me reminds me of great big cogs when you look at the rest of the structure. This thing to me, a machine, I guess. These things to me look like teeth of a cog or something. Again, these are just ideas, but this one is in Peru, a massive site. And I'm suggesting, and we're suggesting possibly these are markers to what's below. Um, this is that same site as an orbit. To me, it looks very similar to CERN. Just the kind of the setup. Definitely some kind of a mechanism in a way. They built a lot of these structures like this. Do your own research and start looking at these old sites. They have meaning. They're here for a reason. Visit is Scotland. Okay, so again, we have our deep circle. We have a wall of rocks around it. You know, whether this is to kind of warn people or um, help conduct energy. I don't know. This one has a little crawl space. You can see the guy in it. Shows how big the site is. So this is in Scotland somewhere. Has any of the Europeans ever seen this one? Look into it? I'm not sure the name of it. Okay. This one's around Senegal. These are, uh, I believe, part of the same complex as the first one, the Senegambian in West Africa. Even near Senegal. There's a whole lot of these. They're around that there's more than just one. And we have to ask ourselves, why would they put all this here? I think they're markers. It's just my opinion. What do you guys all think? What do you think all these structures and stones and how they're so strategically placed and how they kind of fit on our grid? No one else thinks about this stuff. This next one is Sergiopolis. This one looks like it was destroyed, possibly with the war. I'm not sure, but it looks like things were bombed, possibly broken. To me, it looks like maybe it was possibly a temple. I think the investigation is needed, especially with the ones that have the resources to do so. Next one is in the Sahara Desert. Again, we have the same kind of jutting up stones. We have these all over the world. We have these different sites. Grab a shovel. Yeah. Start digging. Make your way to China. Just kidding. Okay. Next, a little blurry, but this one is in Siberia. Um, it's a deep, deep tunnel. I'm not sure if this is some kind of a drilling hole, a borehole. Yeah, I agree with Tommy. Energy and frequency devices that have been wiped out. Some of them. But what if some of them are still alive and active? You know, people People say they feel energy at these sites still. This is in Siberia. So this one takes us back to Senegal. Yes, sure we all know what this one is. Yeah, this is our famous Stonehenge, which, I heard a tale that it was actually moved from its original location. Does anyone know about that? That lives in Europe? Was it moved? Just wondering if anyone's ever heard tales of Stonehenge being moved. If so, that would mean that there's a more powerful spot somewhere around Europe that no one even knows about. Okay. This one is Sabata Caterina, if I pronounced it right. Um, and we have our perfect circle, you know, and these look like they're actually equidistantly spaced. If each one of these stones was possibly over the tooth of a cog that's below, this would make a lot of sense, you know, um, showing us on surface what's below, possibly the location of different projectors in our underworld. The next one is pretty famous at this point in Syria. And this is where they found lots of lots of these humongous megalithic stones. You know, see how big it is from the little man standing there. And this next one is unknown to me, but this one is really amazing looking. When I speak of teeth of a cog, I mean this one really stands out to me like it could be part of a mechanism. We've got the little teeth through the wall or the wall around it to make sure that this thing is strong and stands the test of time, perhaps. So, loads of blue holes in the Bermuda Triangle. Interesting. What do you guys think? Do you guys think this looks like um, possibly an old mechanism? What are these stones? Okay, and this will be the last one. Again, this is an unknown site. Appears to be on the side of a mountain, but has the same features as the rest of the stuff that we've been looking at. You know, we have our circle, we have our stones coming up out of the ground. You know, I would say that by the size of these stones and they're different shapes and stuff, that they're going to emit different frequencies. Yeah. So that's about all I have for this one. I just wanted to again about these ancient sites. Does anybody have anything they'd like to add about this stuff? Yeah, different crystal setups and different stones. Yeah, the frequencies. They would definitely emit different frequencies. Different shapes and sizes of the different teeth and their length, height, width. It would all emanate a different frequency or tone. Yeah, they were definitely aware of them. They knew. They marked these sites for themselves and for future generations. They wanted us to know this is where the energy is. Again, I think some of it might be to be cautious, use caution. Others may be to heal us. Different frequencies would affect us in different ways. hmm But that's about all I have. It wasn't going to be a very long chat today. I just wanted to kind of put it out there, more of these ideas, and open people's eyes to possibly do their own research. I know a lot of people here already do, and that's fantastic. You know, um, open panel if anybody wants to hop on and share some of their knowledge, and more than welcome. Let me know, and I'll send the link. Thank you very much, and you guys all have a good day.